Pittsburgh's Action News 4's reached out to both the international head of the United Steelworkers and to Pennsylvania U.S. Senator Bob Casey about the message they're sending to Nippon Steel about its acquisition of U.S. Steel. Steelworkers International President David McCall says U.S. Steel already had reversed on a 2019 commitment to invest over $1 billion in Mon Valley steelmaking, and Nippon Steel appears to follow U.S. Steel's stand to invest elsewhere.
Pittsburgh is a steel town, and that's where we make steel at. All of a sudden, they're going to transfer everything down to Arkansas to a non-union plant, or maybe shut down facilities and decide to import more steel from Japan. I'm not sure.
McCall says neither Nippon nor U.S. Steel's top executives spoke with him before or after their announcement, a violation, he says, of a partnership agreement with U.S. Steel.
As I said, they haven't reached out to us and made any of those commitments or said that they would guarantee long-term security. We ought to have an American steel company making steel in America for lots of good reasons.
Pennsylvania U.S. Senator Bob Casey has written a letter to Nippon Steel's president, co-signed by Senator Fetterman and Congress members Deluzio and Lee. In their letter, they demand specifics on commitments to Pennsylvania workers and their jobs.
But I think it would be preferable and in the interest of our country to try to have an agreement with an American steelmaker. I think that would be I think preferable to most Pennsylvanians, most Americans.
Our concerns are about what's the future, and Nippon certainly hasn't reached out to us and talked to us about any of that. So, as I said, it doesn't say much for them if they're on the same course as U.S. Steel has been about broken commitments.
Both McCall and Casey say federal regulators should closely scrutinize the deal.
Concern that I have, and I know my colleagues have, about the workers. What will be the impact on steel workers and other workers in Pennsylvania, as well as industry in Pennsylvania? And that's my primary concern. What happens to the workers in this going forward?
By the U.S. Steel Edgar Thomson plant in Braddock, Bob Mayo, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.